very bedraggled look tonight in this drenching rain, and it really has decimated what could have been about a 35,000 crowd. Luckily, the pitch is in immaculate condition here, and perhaps the man who's most nervous about this occasion tonight, right in the centre of the picture, passing the ball with the side of his foot, Peter Cormack. This is the first time he's played back at Easter Road in 5 years, and speaking to him this afternoon, he said, playing back in my 8th minute, I'm more nervous about it than if I were playing in a cup final at Wembley. Well, Hibs have old scores to settle in this match, as Eddie Turnbull said this afternoon, looking back over a record in which they haven't yet beaten English opposition in this tournament, and against a team with one of the most impressive records, defensive records in English football in modern times. And so often in the past we've seen Hibs lashing themselves in attack against the defence and being destroyed in the breakaway. This is highway for Liverpool. Eric Shadler. Rain still pouring down. Doing well to keep that in, but Duncan gifting it. Ian Callaghan, the veteran in this Liverpool team. This could be dangerous. Cormack holding that well. This is highway. A goal now would almost kill Hibs, and it's highway's side of his foot there, and that was well measured by Cormack, sliding it out to the left. And shows you the value of this man. Cormack is being watched tonight by Willie Ormond. Ken Edwards get Hibs going in midfield. Bobby Smith. In his first 5 minutes, Hibs giving away too many slack balls. Smith again. Barry. Declared fit today for this match. Have to look sharper than that. Highway with it. This is Peter Cormack. Keegan. The pitch, in fact, much too treacherous for that kind of nippy play, which, of course, he's renowned for in England. Brownlee in a tight situation there. Edwards helping out, just getting the throw. Very cagey opening to this match in the first 7 minutes. Slack play again, taken up this time by Kennedy. 200,000 pounds worth of them from Arsenal. Highway again. Looking for support. That's a good ball, and Keegan, well, 6 inches taller, he might just have got that. Tussles there between Lawler and Joe Harper. Joe Harper, of course, knows Merseyside particularly well, having played for Everton. Free kick to Hibs. Lawler it was in that skirmish with him. And these tight set situations could be important in a game like this as Harper goes in. Shadler looking for Duncan. There's the speed now. Well, he's causing difficulties. Didn't get the crossover, but 2 men had to go out with him. And for all that Arthur Duncan might not get away 9 times out of 10, he does have that other spare defender looking after him. Because Edwards across again. Keegan working hard for Liverpool. Shadler. Monroe holding on to that well. Smith will get it. Looking for Brownlee. There he is. That's good play by Hibs. Needs a touch on. Brownlee again. For the first time the Liverpool defence stretched. And there's Keegan again, playing very deep as he did for England against Switzerland but a fortnight ago. Highway. Well, we saw that man in the penalty area just 30 seconds ago, and he's covering a lot of territory. Keegan and Peter Cormack with it. There's Barry. John Brownlee. Stanton. Harper running well off the ball to get that. And floating in there beautifully, and it's just beyond Bobby Smith. Harper on the right, Smith interchanging, going down the middle. He wasn't all that far away. There he is, running back. Hughes. Kennedy. Who scored more goals in Europe for Liverpool than any of the other players, but playing as centre defence tonight. Keegan. Hibs allowing them to go right across the line like that. Cormack. Highway again running on the left. Brownlee with him. Again, John Brownlee might be playing a very important game tonight personally, when Willie Ormond's here looking for a strengthening of his pool. Highway with it. Perry having to go for this. This could be dangerous. Callaghan going in. Looking for the opening, and it's a good save by MacArthur on a night like this. And the man who hit that, Ian Callaghan, only scored one goal last season and has doubled it this season. He's, in fact, the highest scorer so far. And MacArthur's there again. That shows you the worth of Lawler. Right up for the corner kick. Alec Edwards. How he plays is very important tonight. Brownlee. Floated in with his left foot. And that's to Stanton. Still there with a chance. Harper can't quite get in. Brownlee brought down. That's a free kick, and that was a very good ball towards Stanton. But pushed himself right up beside Harper. Free kick as Kevin Keegan comes out there to look at Brownlee. And Ray Clements, the English international goalkeeper, looking fairly anxious in his goal line, and that's given away. Red and Highway gifting it as well. Brownlee fighting hard. Keegan with him. Oh, I think accidental. I think if the referee is tolerant, that was accidental. He's throwing the ball away, and indeed he is. Bit of pushing there, Lawler, and that's a good ball. That was Joe Harper throwing that out. Duncan. That was the right kind of ball, just behind the defenders as they came back. Ian Callaghan, OBE, 700 appearances for Liverpool in his career. Back to the Glasgow-born Brian Hall. Highway. Cosmopolitan team Liverpool. Highway's from Dublin. And there's Callaghan. And that's a good one in MacArthur's there from Brian Hall, number 8. Brownlee wants it, and Edwards. Defender seeing that ball quite clearly from him. Hughes. Harper coming back. Keegan. Brian Hall. Floating it well. Kennedy lying at the back. Neatly taken down by Blackley. 7 internationalists in this Liverpool team tonight. As Monroe kicks is looking for Duncan again. He gets the break this time. There's Harper coming up. It's there. Almost 19 minutes gone. Joe Harper picks the score, hits one, Liverpool nothing, and a textbook goal. That long ball that Arthur Duncan really exploits well, without any hesitation, right across. And any critics of Joe Harper, well, there's the value of him taking position, and Clemens had no chance. That was a real beauty. There are about, I would say about 15,000 people in danger of contracting pneumonia out there tonight, but I think that's some kind of tonic for them. Monroe. Hibs will now have to play a very tight, disciplined game. Not be harassed into fundamental errors. Brownlee doing well. Going very strongly. Smith. That was Monroe laying it on. Smith trying to go through. Liverpool having these 6 men back, indeed 7 men back there for that attack. And way up here in our area, and it is pretty high, we're at last beginning to hear the Hibs supporters in full voice. Underneath us here, the Druket fans of this evening are beginning to enjoy it now. Harper beautifully. Stanton sliding. Duncan shouting for it. There's Monroe to his left. They fight it. Ball Harper's again. And Lawler with him. Joe Harper played for Everton, of course, and was hardly beloved by Liverpool supporters. Stanton. Brownlee. Liverpudlians all not too happy with their team's performance this season. The result for them on Saturday at Ipswich, of course. Kevin Keegan, number 7 there, with his very good mate off the field, Cormac, running loose. Hall. Barry. We're halfway through this first half. Hibs with a vital lead at this stage, 1-0. And a beautiful goal at that. Monroe. Well, thought Hibs had the advantage there. Stanton was really going through. Neatly brushed on by Edwards. Good run by Monroe. He's having a great game tonight for him. That speaks for itself, and that's nudged away there. Lawler it was. Kennedy on the loose. Lawler at the back. Duncan with him. Liverpool, of course, quite intent and keen on keeping possession of the ball in these vital situations. That's Kennedy. Well, every now and again, Kennedy there's threatened, but at the end of the day, you almost sum him up as a very cumbersome player tonight. A couple of minutes to have time as Alec Edwards opens it up. Shadler. Bobby Smith calling for it. This is where Liverpool are really very good. Rushing into an area like that. 3 players around Smith. Callahan. Looking towards that far side. And in fact, the half-time whistle has gone. And a very satisfying half-time score that for Hibs. Leading by 1-0. The scorer, Joe Harper. And you have pleasant memories of what I thought was one of the best goals of the season so far. Well, whatever happens in this second half, you can rest assured that Liverpool, with a very experienced record in European football, and a very proud one, will not take this situation lying down. I doubt if this is going to be a tame second half. Almost setting Duncan up again, and this is, of course, where Hibs have really scored. And having Duncan's speed, that first goal coming from it. Pushed forward there by Neil. Shadler watching it. Throw to Liverpool. Keegan. So many of these Liverpool players coming forward, threatening a lot. Not quite the same achievement. That was Highway. Blackley laying that off well. Edwards. Brownlee, who had a superb first half. And a nudge on Joe Harper. Yet again, that was Emlyn Hughes very closely on top of him. And I think an interesting feature of the game was the referee. You just saw him in the centre of the picture, having... what you would call a night of total accord with his linesman. Harper up for that, trying to get the touch. Kennedy, Stanton. Hibs have been pushing Stanton forward. That's Kennedy now. This time the referee does pay attention. Neatly flicked on, but it's Shadler there. Arthur Duncan. When he gets going, he has caused this defence so much trouble. Lighting that well. Beautifully. Harper now. Needs support inside. Stanton's there. Knocked back though by Neil to Callahan. Walked out beautifully by Liverpool. Brian Hall after it. Liverpool brought that downfield superbly. Keeping their head when Hibs looked as if they might notch the second goal. Stanton still playing up front, right in the middle. Coming back this time. Played off by Keegan, that's Callahan. Hall. Has he got the pace? It's a goal kick. Well, this is Brian Hall. As I said, he was born in Glasgow, lived 6 months there, qualifies to play for Scotland, but it's been ignored so far. Meanwhile, Joe Harper finds himself about 6 yards offside, and I don't think anybody in the Easter Road crowd would dispute the linesman's decision. Slack one by Keegan. Monroe. Duncan. It looked as if he was going to get out of the traps very quickly that time, and Harper caught out, trying to feed Duncan again. Peter Cormack. Highway again on the wing. This time the left. Well, he gets a free kick out of that. I wouldn't have thought so, honestly. Wouldn't have thought that. Seemed like a good tackle to me, but Edwards would be advised to keep his mouth shut in the background. He could have trouble with this referee, and in fact, there you are. That's a good illustration of it. Dangerous position for Hibs. That's Keegan. Moving around and Barry. Not terribly effective with that head in the air. Crowded penalty area now. Keegan. All Liverpool can do at the moment is make progress down that touch line. There's Keegan, though. That's a good one. MacArthur, and there's the equaliser. Full back, full Neil coming up. And the linesman, what's happened? The linesman has seen something. There's Phil Neal disgusted. I think offside's going to be awarded. It's offside. Neil was certainly up there, and although it was, he had the opportunity to put the ball in the net. A monumental let-off as MacArthur takes the free kick. A nudge, free kick. That's Ian Monroe. Slicing it in. And the referee judging that Bobby Smith, in fact, had gone up illegally, and that's a free kick. To make the play change quicker than that, but Keegan with it. On that far side, it's Jones. Now Highway. This is favourite role coming in from the wing. That's well judged, and Toshak wasn't far away. There he is. MacArthur. Push anybody other than Duncan at the moment, and Harper. Duncan with it. But he needs support. Doing well on that. Appeals for a penalty kick. It is. It's a penalty. And it could be a very vital one. Well, there was a long ball again to Duncan. This is the man that's caused of all the difficulties. He went for it. The defence looked stretched. He went into the penalty area. The referee pointed to the spot. John Brownlee. A goal that might mean a lot. And it doesn't come. Experienced piece of goalkeeping that by Clements. Looking quite unruffled. And that could be a sorry miss for Hibs. And Monroe rather to Duncan. It's a difficult ball, Monroe, after this. Could well say the Hibs dander will be up, but that's a very bad miss by them. A difficult situation for a player to take a penalty in this kind of game, at this stage of the game as well. Harper. Barry. Harper again. There's Lawler in the way. And Monroe with no pith behind that. And against one of the best goalkeepers in the game, Clements doesn't let these trundle through. With 5 minutes to go, Hibs must reflect on the fact that they played a very competent game tonight. But one goal is always a risky business to go to a ground where Liverpool are very, very hard to beat. Keegan. That must be a free kick, I would have thought. Certainly the referee pointing out to this corner. In fact, corner kick being awarded. Keegan with it himself. And a bit of pushing as MacArthur gets his fingers to that header. And Bosma being told to go right down.